my God, oh my God, oh my God, it's happening. It's happening, y'all. We have the new updated, this literally just happened, but we got the new updated developer insights on the economy changes coming in season 22, season of the redacted, or whatever we're gonna get it called sooner or later. We know that the August showcase is coming up. We know that there are a number of things that are going on in the community, some good, some bad, but really wanting to be in a space where we still want to cover Destiny, see how things are going, and kind of go through there. And rather than making like a full blown like edited video and all the bells and whistles, we're just going to go ahead and do a freeform recording as we read through these updates to the economy, because again, we've been really interested personally on the channel. If you follow the channel, definitely socials, links, all the things, but definitely that we've had a lot of feelings about the economy and the state it's been, not just like season 21, season of the deep, but like for years. The economy has been in a really bad spot since Beyond Light, and Beyond Light is what, going on 2 years old, something like that. And so yeah, we're in definitely need of change, so excited to see what the changes are going to be today. Developer Insights Economy and Rewards Updates. Changes to ritual rewards. And starting in Season 22, we'll be making some changes to post-match rewards for ritual activities, strikes, crucible, and gambit. Through examination of player feedback, we know that the cadence of drops for recently added weapons and the activities is sometimes inconsistent. That is an understatement, to say the least. We all want to play with the new toys when they're available, and that's what we're aiming to do with these improvements. So starting with Season 22, players will be more likely to receive ritual engrams upon completion of activities within ritual playlists. Secondly, rather than having to wait for the next season, new ritual weapons will be able to be focused on the respective vendors starting as soon as they are added to the game. Ooh, okay. We want players to have greater agency in the rewards that they are chasing, and reassured that the time spent within these activities yields exciting rewards, even if given an unexpected god roll after a crucial match is a nice surprise. Yeah, this has been something that has been a concern for a while. Is one, just general drop rates in terms of like what we're getting from the different activities, but also just very simply like it's really uninspiring to go after a crafted roll or just go after like certain specific grinds, like trying to grind out Gambit because Gambit has like a really cool scout rifle you want, or grinding out the strikes or whatever the case. You want a Wendigo, whatever the case may be. You kind of get disincentivized if you get a decent roll just by playing the game. And not to say some people, that's great, they're going to get a decent roll, they're going to stop grinding and get out, but being able to have not only access to better weapons, but then as we get new weapons added to the game, as it says here, you will be able to be focused on the respective vendors starting as soon as they're added to the game, right? So adding these new ritual weapons being able to be achieved and well, not really achieved, but being able to be attained in this way, I think is gonna, again, I don't think it's gonna have a huge impact on the way that players play the game, but I do think it's enough to at least bring a little bit more excitement to the ritual activities. Season 22 weapon rewards. Pew, 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 pew. Since we were talking about weapons available in season 22, well, why not list some of them? Crucible, Unending Tempest, Stasis Submachine Gun. Okay. I think we have like two stasis submachine guns. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But yeah, like it'd be nice to have something else to help compete in that category, especially since the one for Season of the Deep, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but yeah, all I do remember is it feels extremely weak and just not worth my time. And so yeah, being able to have more stasis weapons, even though stasis isn't the most OP subclass right now, I think is nice, given that the fact that we might get a buff to stasis and the other subclasses outside of Strand coming up soon. Strikes, Luna Regalith the third, solar sniper rifle. We're not really into snipers ourselves, but again, having another sniper rifle to add to the rotation, especially solar sniper rifle. We like the Warmind sniper rifle. I can't think of the name again off the top of my head, but again, thinking about that as well. So again, even for sustained boss DPS where it's at a distance, snipers can be really good. And so yeah, who knows what buffs or adjustments those perk pools are going to get in the upcoming seasons. But it's nice that we'll have some new weapons, especially since again we grind mainly PvE. Gambit, everyone's favorite game mode. Gambit Qua Xanathaf the fifth. I'm definitely saying that wrong, but that is going to be a void machine gun. Machine guns still feel really solid, are really great DPS options until rockets get another buff or until linears come back into the meta, which I still don't see happening for a while because linears were so powerful for so long. Yeah, I think we're still gonna be looking at rocket launchers as well as machine guns as kind of our main go-to DPS weapon. So having that in our slots is gonna be nice. Nightfall, Warden's Law, Connect Hand Cannon. I'm not a hand cannon nerd, so I don't know all the details, but again, having access to another hand cannon, especially if it does well for PvP and PvE, will be really good. Hollis the Fourth, a solar precision bow. Bows are incredibly weak and have been weak for so very long, so I'm definitely not excited about this at all, but we'll see. I don't know, maybe Bungie pulls a hat out of the rabbit, but rabbit out of the hat, and ended up being really good. But until bows as a whole get a significant buff, everything outside of Le Monarch, because Le Monarch is just for some reason it's kind of like Telesto, it's always OP, but outside of that there's so many bows that I think outside Le Monarch and Leviathan's Breath, yeah, the bows in general could especially legendary bows could use a buff. Iron Banner, the guiding sight, Strand Scout Rifle. Again, I don't know what it is with Iron Banner and scout rifles, but we keep giving them and they usually tend to be kind of mid. We get a lot of pulse rifles and scout rifles from Iron Banner over the years, and yeah, I'm just not super interested in it. But it is what it is. Pointed stag, arc bow. Again, both need to be buffed. Pointed stag has some, especially based on the perk pool, if there's like exploding head or there's other damage dealing perks that you can put on the bow, it's good. But otherwise, yeah, like you're outside of special case uses or people who main bows, yeah, bows just aren't really viable in the current meta. And then Trials of Osiris. Igneous Hammer is coming back. Let's go. Insert DJ air horn. But yeah, excited. I have my OG Igneous. I really liked it. Igneous was actually one of the hand cannons that really introduced me to, like the idea of like really wanting to invest in like learning how to use a hand cannon. And so yeah, it's gonna be nice to have it back, especially since it's been, I know what, 3-4 seasons since we've had it in rotation. And so knowing that it's now going to have access to a whole lot more perks, yeah, I'm really excited about what we're going to get. And then Cataphract GL3, the Strand Heavy Grenade Launcher. So again, we're going to have that available. The Strand Heavy Grenade Launcher that we got in Lightfall is really good. For whatever reason, people have slept on it, but actually I went through during Season of the Deep, and just for fun, I went and did another solo run of Grasp of Avarice, and yeah, no, just it melted, especially in particular for the ogre fight, to be specific and clear. But yeah, it just melted, and it was really good. So again, with the right perk pool, I think strand weapons, especially if you're running a strand setup, I think can be really powerful. But in general, again, similar to machine guns, grenade launchers feel pretty okay. Heavy grenade launchers feel pretty okay. They definitely could use a touch of a buff, but we'll see what happens going forward. And it finally says, you'll notice right away we're bringing back a certain type of hand cannon and actually making it a new archetype. Okay, ooh. Something I was alluded to in our previous Developer Insights article. We'll have more information to share about it very soon as tomorrow, actually. Okay, so today is July 26th, and so we'll get something July 27th, apparently, according to, oh yeah, because this weekend, Destiny, so it's tomorrow's Thursday, so that's been good. And then the kind of main thing, the juiciness that I was really interested in hearing more about is the new Masterwork material caps. Have you ever lost a stack of golf balls? Yes, unfortunately. Hell yes, I have. Have you ever, aka Cinder Shards for folks who don't know, have you ever lost any very expensive in-game materials because they were in your Postmaster? Yes, it's bananas. It's absolutely bananas that that was even a mechanic, but whatever. But yes, have you ever lost those because you ran out of space in the postmaster, or found yourself hitting currency caps and unable to reset your reputation rank? All the time. I think that's one of the most bizarre things. Honestly, I should put together like a compilation clip of all the times I've literally, especially when I've been on stream and I wasn't able to reset my rank with a vendor, because you have to collect everything, you know, obviously the mechanic is you have to collect everything from the vendor before being able to reset. Well, if I'm maxed out on elemental shards, or ascended shards, if I'm maxed out on you know, all the different in-game materials and I can't collect them because I have the max in my postmaster, you can do one of two things. You can either like try and masterwork new armor, and if you're like me who plays a lot, most of my armor, like 98% of my armor, is masterwork, so it really has nowhere to go, and I'm not going to waste materials on a piece of armor that like I'm literally not going to use. So it's just like either I just waste it on armor, or I can just delete it, and it's just faster to delete it. And it's unfortunate that like God knows, I mean, honestly, at this point, I feel like we all deserve reparations, because at a minimum, I'd say people will have probably on average deleted probably. Again, if you're someone who grinds in game, and again, this includes like PvP as well as PvE, you had to have lost anywhere between like 50 to, yeah, anywhere more than 50 of these materials, just in terms of either having to delete them to make room, or just because you were grinding the game and then they went to your postmaster, you didn't realize your postmaster got full, and then they just disappeared into the ether. Which again, it just felt so bad. And yeah, glad that they're actually taking you know, time to address that. But moving on, it says we have changes coming to help alleviate some of those issues. Starting in season 22, we'll be tripling the cap for ascendant shards and alloys, and doubling the cap for enhancement prisms. So if you can see on the little grid right here, ascendant shards are going from 10 to 30, which again, I still would prefer more, because I feel like you accrue a lot of ascendant shards really fast in the game. Again, if you're someone who is grinding towards pinnacle, trying to get to in-game activities, you're gonna, you know, I think you're even gonna hit that 30 cap pretty fast. Ascendant alloy, very similar, but again, it's better than 10, so you're going from 10 to 30, and then enhancement prisms, you're going from 50 to 100. Honestly, I would have loved this to be 150 or 200, a little bit higher. Honestly, I'd love for all these to be a little bit higher, but again, we'll take what we can, and it's better than nothing. And even better than that, it's better than losing materials just because you were grinding the game. You know, like, it's also this thing, because there's this visual bug where sometimes your postmaster will be full, and it won't, the pop-up little, you know, splash screen or whatever that's supposed to alert you so you can go to the tower and clear out your postmaster, sometimes it won't pop up. Or, you know, say you're grinding out Grandmaster Nightfalls, you won't, like, you'll be in a rhythm, you'll get like, you know, 1 clear, 2 clear, 3, 4, 5, and then you're like, say you're on your 5th run, and then you're full on your postmaster, and then you're just like, oh yeah, it feels like we should go to the tower to clear the postmaster, and the notification still won't pop up, and then you will literally just be out of the most valuable resources in the game. So it feels bad, but again, they're correcting it now with these additions, and yeah, we'll kind of look forward to what will happen in the future. The one bummer is, and really this is important for folks to know, is there is no changes to the upgrade modules or enhancement cores. So again, we're still getting bottlenecked, so it's still going to feel bad. This is not me being negative. This is just reality. It's still going to feel not great, because even with these very valuable materials getting the increase, which is great, and we appreciate that. Chef's kiss. Thank you, Bungie. But also the upgrade modules and enhancement cores not also getting a buff. Again, we're still going to run into bottlenecks. So solve one issue, create 2 more. But, you know, for the time being, we'll take it. And then the final bit says, a big reason we're making this change is to remove the risk of losing these materials at the postmaster. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now that the cap has been increased, we're removing the ability for these items to go to the postmaster, which again is also really helpful. If players already have stacks of any of these materials in their inventory moving forward, they will behave like Limmer, and the player won't receive any more of the items until they are below the cap. Ooh, okay. That's an interesting trade-off. Before making this update, we looked at the total number of players that will be affected by this particular change, and it turns out the less than 1% hold more than the new increased cap of these materials at their postmaster. In other words, 99% of the player base will benefit from having higher inventory caps. Here's the thing. I don't know. Okay, so we've had the discussion as content creators in the Destiny 2 space, but like I feel like sometimes Bungie be using numbers in a very particular way. I'm not gonna, say it's good or bad, but uh saying that like okay, anyways, I'm gonna leave it alone, but again, I would encourage anyone to actually go out and ask their friends about this, because I think even from word of mouth research, I think we might come to different conclusions. But either way, it's an increased cap. That's what we're gonna focus on. Increased cap is better, so we'll go from there. Anyways, that doesn't mean that players currently holding currency at the postmaster will lose them when the new season arrives. While new currency drops won't be going to the postmaster anymore, let's make one thing crystal clear: the Ascendant Shards, Ascendant Alloys, and Enhancement Prisms currently at their postmasters will remain there until they're claimed. So again, I really like this mechanic, and this is also really good for folks who may be returning to the game. Maybe they took off season 21, maybe they took off the past couple seasons, and so if they still have that in their postmaster, they'll be able to just literally click log in, boot up the game, and then be able to attain them, as long as it's going up to, again, scrolling up to these caps. Now again, if they have more than these materials, you're still going to run into these issues of you'll max out at 30, 30, 100, and then you'll have to figure out, delete or find out some other way to actually like use these materials. But ultimately, new caps, better than nothing, and I think it's going to be a great opportunity. Obviously, we would love to see a little bit more, but again, with the current state of things, I think this is a win. I think there are a lot of other decisions they could have made, and they made this one. So shout out to Bungie, shout out to the team that specifically worked on this, and yeah, hoping that these economy changes can definitely really make things a lot better in terms of the demographic of gamers in this community who are really dedicated to the grind and are consistently hitting these caps, right? It just doesn't feel good when you're in a space where you're like, you just want to grind. And some days, like you just literally just want to, just zone in, lock in, and just grind out for a couple hours. And being able to like do that and not have to worry about losing some of the most valuable materials in the game, I think is a big W. So looking forward to these changes, and yeah, as always, let me know in the comments if you all have a different viewpoint, if you think this is gonna be great, if you think this is the worst change ever, or if you're kind of like me, who's like, this is good, but would love to see a little bit more changes, especially in the upcoming seasons. But yeah, as always, looking forward to seeing y'all Starside. Peace.